deal's finally gone through. And just to let you know, we're getting a report that apparently someone can't hear a word we're saying on the YouTube stream.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
This
Well,
is bad.
I look over here like I know what's going on.
We've made some really good jokes.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's ticking up and down like it's meant to. The little bars are wibbling. So that's about as technical as I get.
Okay.
I think we're just going to have to plough on and assume it's all okay.
I think
If for any
it
reason,
might be all right.
if for any reason you can't hear what we're saying right now, I would implore you to either refresh the page or turn it off mute.
Apparently they can hear us.
Let's go
We're good to
like work Teams meeting rules and just blame the other people and assume that they're doing something wrong.
Apparently, it just burst into
you're
life.
on mute. You haven't configured it properly. You've not plugged in the USB. But I mean, let's just assume that it's very much your problem.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's your internet bringing everything down.
I mean,
the producers.
it isn't. If something has gone wrong, it's because I did something wrong, isn't it? But it all looks fine now.
Anyway, apparently we are audible now.
All green across the board.
Yay! Microsoft bought Bethesda.
Yay!
It was always going to happen. It was heading that way, but now it's finally happened. Microsoft bought Bethesda. Mentioned that there will be some Xbox and PC exclusives coming out. Which I think we'll probably find out about
teasers.
Yeah.
So we don't really know anything that we didn't before with this.
No.
Yet.
Not a great deal. The one thing they did say is more games are coming to Game Pass this week. And by the looks of things, that includes Skyrim Special Edition.
I
I've only had one of these.
Start Skyrim again. I just can't do it.
I want Skyrim Special.
Skyrim Special Edition.
I quite want to see how it looks on my PC. So
and
I'll probably
the
install it.
Game of the Year Edition of Fallout 4 for Windows 10 as well. So yeah,
Did you say Doom 64?
Really?
Yeah,
Fallout 4.
Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition. So with all the whistles and bells, yeah.
Fallout 4.
All the whistles and bells.
Fallout.
Apparently, Doom 64 is also coming.
Yep. So like, what we're going to get over the coming month or so is pretty much every Bethesda game coming to Game Pass, and I don't think they're going to stop at here's the Xbox One stuff, here's the Xbox Series X stuff. I think they're going to go, you want the original Doom? Why don't we put that on Game Pass? Like stuff like that.
I am in. No, literally, the underside of my desk is already painted white.
So then you got to be thinking,
repaint the wall.
Morrowind. That's the backward compatible version of Morrowind's available on Game Pass. Why not? Is available. Why not put that on Game Pass? I think we're going to get just like this, huge amount, just content drop over the coming months.
It's happening again.
This is such a big
Dan,
deal,
Tom's just filled the cup.
in the sense of it being a large financial deal and also just a big deal. Like they're gonna go the whole hog with this. They're gonna try and really. I mean, let's face it. They're gonna try and dick over Sony as much as they can by getting as much content onto Game Pass as they can, and probably trying to hook in a few exclusives, even if they're timed exclusives.
By the sounds of it, the common thread is that Starfield is most likely going to be the first exclusive because there is no PS5 fan or other fan base, but also obviously Elder Scrolls 6
I kind
is
of
likely
fundamentally disagree with the idea of exclusives.
I do as well,
but
except that I get them, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't like them, but if they're going to happen, then get them onto Game Pass.
Exactly. What's Starfield? That's not the one with Mark Hamill in it, is it?
No, this is going to be their next
Are you
big
thinking of Wing Commander?
Yeah.
No, I know Wing Commander. There's another game that has been like literally in the works for what feels like.
Yeah, no, this has been in the works for ages. This is like their Fallout / Skyrim. It's their sci-fi version of that, basically.
I mean, if they can do a good Cyberpunk, that would be quite cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I just think Game Pass over the next month is going to be full of not just this was on the Xbox 360, but also some of the older games as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Bethesda like the Rare Replay collection. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a Bethesda version of that.
Oh, that would be good. That would be
that's my guess anyway. Can't So, but yeah, as of Friday on PC, Skyrim Special Edition, Game of the Year edition of Fallout 4.
That's amazing. The Game of the Year edition of Fallout 4 on the PC, Windows 10. I am so in because it's the kind of game I made a PC for. That's what I want. Also, I will touch on Russ's comment about making a good Cyberpunk 2077 game a little bit later on.
Okay. Overwatch.
Nice.
I am teasing.
It's had a Series X and Series S update. So you get resolution mode, balance mode, frame rate mode. So you can have it Series X now 4K at 60 hertz. You can have the balance mode, which is Series X 1440p at 60 hertz, or frame rate mode prefers higher frame rate, 120 frames per second, which is Series X 1440p at 120 hertz. So you're getting that frame rate.
A whole lot of numbers you're getting there.
Series X. It was interesting to me because I started looking at monitors. Jamie says, I can't play Skyrim again. And you can.
But you can. Did you actually finish it? That's the question.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can't finish it because there's all those radio and there's just endless shit to wander around. It's not even that big. Like, no, I'm not.
Well, he's already changed to a well maybe. So, yeah.
Do you know? I think I might actually try and restart Skyrim and play as something other than a sneaky, sexy assassin elf with a bow.
It's not like it.
But that probably won't happen because every time I start Skyrim with good intentions to be anything other than a sneaky, sexy assassin,
it's like every time I play Mass Effect and I'm like, I'm going to do the Renegade this time.
Yeah, no, Paragon.
No, Paragon.
Is it like you do have to go around actively being a dick to people?
Yeah,
with the Renegade stuff.
Exactly. Well, we've got the Mass Effect's out soon as well, isn't it?
Yeah, quite soon actually.
James,
how's your cup of tea, Tom?
Do you know what's amazing about this Bodum cup is it keeps it not only very hot for longer. If I put a really cold drink in it, it would have kept it very cold for longer. I don't know how they do it, actually. I think it must be magic. There's something going on here. I don't really understand it.
Hot things hot and cold things cold.
Yeah.
What are you storing in it? Coffee and a choc ice.
Yeah. Cup of coffee.
Well, no, if somebody can get a thermos that can do a hot thing hot and a cold thing cold at the same time, that's really... that's the next paradigm shift in portable drink technology.
But for now, I'm happy with my Bodum thermos cup. The choice of a new generation.
Yeah.
Fuck, if we get sponsorship and all we get is a fucking thermos cup, I'm not. Anyway. So
you
have that. I'll have an RTX 3090. Thanks.
Yes,
guys, I'm streaming this on.
My nose is running a little bit, but thank goodness I have these Kleenex hand packs.
Can you imagine how many emails NVIDIA's PR department get every day from like 12-year-olds going, I've got a podcast and a YouTube channel. Can you send me £10,000 worth of stuff, please? Thank you.
£10,000 worth of stuff is a 5-year-old graphics card.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah.
This is one that I literally have. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say, just on graphics cards, have you seen the reviews of the 3060?
Yeah.
The sort of budget end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the sort of general kind of consensus is if you have the money, get the 3070 Ti because it's only
3060 Ti or 3070.
30. Yeah, I think they. Oh yeah, sorry, 3060 Ti or 3070 because either one of those is only about $70 more.
It's all completely made because you can't buy them anywhere.
Yeah, and they're all the same price that I was promised a 3080 at. So, I'm just going to hold fire probably. Justice League, I've only read the headline here. Justice League, Jared Leto explains Joker return, praises Zack Snyder. So let's dig into this, shall we?
There's so many words in that sentence that I didn't want to hear.
Okay, it was a secret I had to keep for so long. It feels funny to even talk about it, Leto says. Snyder knows that the world like nobody else. Out of here. So it's knows that by doing a Piers Morgan, I don't mean making a sexual advance at my colleague. I mean going to walk off. Knows the world like nobody else. He cares so deeply about the character. He cares so much about the fans. I was happy to be a part of his journey and retelling that story. my knuckles are going white, and I'm going to break a bit of table off in a second, I think. Telling it the way that he's always dreamed of, and it was fun to dip my toe into the character again. Adding about the Joker was a thing I wanted to do. Snyder told Total Film, because frankly, the ultimate conflict in a universe where Batman exists is for him to confront Joker. I was afraid that if this was the last Justice League with Ben Affleck and Jared, it would be remiss if I couldn't figure out a way for them to come into conflict. Also, it was a wish of mine to bring Joker into the continuing storyline. I hinted at it in Batman vs Superman when you see Batman's gun in the post-apocalyptic world. It has a Joker playing card taped to it. This has a little bit to do with that concept.
Joe, I've just noticed that my RAC card has expired.
Oh my God, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. In good news, Russian Doll Season 2 begins production, and they've cast Schitt's Creek star Annie Murphy.
Awesome.
I like her. She's very good in Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
Is the main
everyone. So,
is the main character from the first series? Is she in the second series?
Will be joining the series in a currently unknown role.
Yeah, they could kind of take this in a lot of different directions, couldn't they? They could go complete anthology series and just have a new cast doing something different.
I haven't actually watched the
because I thought they'd I thought at the end of the first series, spoiler tag by the way, I thought a lot of the things that were happening had kind of cemented themselves together.
Yeah, I mean, Duncan, seriously, watch it. It's one of the best things that's been on recently.
Yeah, can I just say my favourite line is when they're in the elevator and she turns to him and it's plummeted down. She just goes, "Aren't you scared?" And he goes, "Oh, don't worry about it. I die all the time."
And then
don't worry about it. I die all the time. Just with that really cold.
That's how she finds out that she's.
Spoilers.
Yeah, it's so good. It is really, really good. And then once you've done that, watch Schitt's Creek, because it is also really fucking good as well.
Yeah, we were going to start that, but we've got to finish WandaVision.
Finish WandaVision. So yeah, from what I understand, it's still going to have. I can't remember her name. That's really bad.
Natasha Lyonne.
That's the one. Yes. So that's good. Has everyone seen the pictures of Melissa McCarthy in Thor: Love and Thunder?
No.
So they shipped over Liam Hemsworth, Matt Damon, and Sam Neill to reprise their roles as actor Odin, actor Thor, and actor Loki. And playing Hela is Melissa McCarthy.
Hela?
Amazing.
Yeah.
I thought they were fake images.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, if that's true, it'd be very cool.
Fake Hela alongside fake Loki.
Yeah, but it's fake because it's the acting versions of them. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I love Melissa McCarthy. She's fabulous.
She's brilliant. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to this. The fact is though that there's a good chance they're only in this film for 5 minutes. They've had to go through 14 days of quarantine.
But I mean, like the actors in Ragnarok were only on there for like 10 seconds, but they left quite a lasting impression. You just got time to go, "It's fucking Sam Neill," and then it's over. It's brilliant.
Matt Damon playing Loki again is always good as well.
Oh, that's brilliant! What a genius little cameo that was.
Yeah. It's fantastic. Dungeons and Dragons has a villain for the film. Hugh Grant is going to be playing the villain in the Dungeons and Dragons film.
Ooh,
which
I really very vague on this, isn't it? We don't really know anything about like what is a Dungeons and Dragons film. It's not like Dungeons and Dragons is based on a book or anything.
So I think we're looking at somewhere between the Lego Movie and Jumanji, like in the sense that I think that it's going to be very much
bit of real world
people
crossover.
playing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he was really good as the villain in Paddington 2.
Exactly. Someone suggested that they should have a character die, and then within minutes another character appears that almost acts exactly the same as the previous character that died, which cracked me up a little bit. So yeah, but yeah, it's got a hell of a cast attached to it now as well. so it should be interesting.
My only thing is, I just love Critical Role too much. I just like I know I'll sort of compare it to that weirdly because I can't not.
I think it's going to have a very different feel to it. Like I think you're looking at something closer to like the Lego Movie than
I do like the Lego Movie.
With like obvious Dungeons and Dragons jokes, like where someone rolls a natural one and you see someone like impale their sword in their best mate or something like that. So like
insight check.
Yeah.
I got to say, the one thing I like, the one thing that disappointed me about the Lego Movie, and one thing that I still refuse to believe about the Lego Movie, is that it isn't actually made with real Lego. I don't like to believe that it's actually a CG film.
But they'd still be making it.
Yeah, it would take about 1 million years. But it's all, weren't they quite strict about it being technically possible with real Lego? Like everything that is used is a legit real Lego piece at the correct scale.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's one of the reasons why it just looks so brilliant, because it is all meant to take place in that guy's basement, isn't it? Like all of the stuff is
and all the pieces have like little fingerprints on them and like little chips and dings and things on them. It's so well done.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's a masterpiece.
Very good.
6 Days in Fallujah. They are walking back the idea of it being political again.
I think they'll be walking back the idea of releasing this game at some
point. They should be, yes.
Because it might just get to the point where it's less effort just to call the game something else.
Yeah.
And
at that point, what point?
Generic Call of Duty clone.
Yeah. And at what point do you just say, well, Call of Duty is probably going to do a better job anyway? An official statement: we understand the events recreated in 6 Days in Fallujah are inseparable from politics. Here's how the game gives voice to a variety of perspectives. The stories in 6 Days in Fallujah are told through gameplay and documentary footage featuring service members and civilians with diverse experiences and opinions about the Iraq War. So far, 26 Iraqi civilians and dozens of service members have shared the most difficult moments of their lives with us, so we can share them with you in their words. The documentary segments discuss many tough topics, including the events, political decisions that lead to the Fallujah battle. Didn't they say it's not going to be political anyway? Fallujah battles, as well as their aftermath. While we do not allow players to use white phosphorus as a weapon during gameplay, to use it is described during the documentary segments. During gameplay, players will participate in stories that are given context through the documentary segments. Each mission challenges players to solve real military and civilian scenarios from the battle interactively. Offering a perspective into urban warfare not possible through any other media. We believe the stories of this generation's sacrifice deserve to be told by the Marines, soldiers, and civilians who were there. We trust you will find the game, like the events it recreates, to be complex.
I mean, it can't judge it before it's come out. It could be good. It just feels like they're probably trying to worry that it end up being one of those games where as soon as you do anything slightly wrong, you just get a mission failed screen.
Yeah.
So if you turn left instead of right at a certain doorway, you're like, no, that's not what you're meant to be doing right now. Because they obviously can't just give the players loads of freedom to do whatever they want if they're trying to tell a specific set of events that happened.
Yeah.
So it might
or
it's going to railroaded a bit.
Yeah, or it's going to be one of those ones that creates quite an impressive game world and then limits your access with invisible walls and or just unnatural, like you say, unnatural channeling. This is something actually that what was it called? The Warhammer 40k, Space Marine, the third-person shooter with Mark Strong as a Space Marine. It was very good at kind of portraying that you were in a big environment, but anything that you'd want to look at, like in a bit sort of closer detail, would always be behind something that you couldn't pass. It all felt a bit contrived at points, and
yeah, you're
that's the problem with these games.
Superhuman who can't jump over a little barrier that's knee high.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, actually, the Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, the very first Modern Warfare game, was actually quite good in the street battle levels of kind of channeling you off. Like, you would turn a corner, and if you weren't meant to go down a side alley, you would see either sort of tanks and stuff rolling past, or you would see like some Marines pulling barbed wire across, to kind of contain, which is what soldiers and some soldiers, like engineers and stuff, are employed to do at that point. They'd box off streets and partition things to allow sort of safer passage for their allies. You know, and that was quite clever and didn't really break the immersion of what was going on. But I have a feeling that something like this will fall down.
Oh yeah,
on that.
Not remotely excited about it at all.
No. Also, like you say, the dichotomy of calling something of saying that you're not going to be political in your dealing with it, and then immediately say that you're going to talk about the political side of it is.
Also, like you can't just say something's not political because it's not up to you how people interpret it.
Yeah, agreed.
It also was very political,
wasn't unavoidably so?
Yeah.
That's all I've got news-wise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mouse.
News.
Mouse.
Where do we want to go then?
Well, we've done the news bit for 30 minutes. Now we should do what we've been up to for 20 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm in. Who wants to kick us off?
Danny, are you just like abdicating the position of host or something?
Oh no, I'm not the host. Tom's the host.
So that's a good point. Actually, I'll start taking this a bit more seriously.
I know it's fine. I do the newsy bits. I'm like the newsreader.
Mm-hmm.
Yours.
And I always look at it like I'm probably, if this is last podcast on the left, I'm probably Marcus Parks.
You definitely are, Marcus.
I don't understand these technicalities. I'm just the eye candy.
Yeah.
Tom is Ben.
Yeah, I'm Ben. I think that's probably right. Okay, so okay. So all right, well let's go with this then. Right, so we're gonna talk about some of the things we've been doing. I don't know whether we want to do it one at a time, like do sort of some round the room stuff. But I mean, I'm more than happy to kick off with I've been off work for a week, and I have and I'm sort of halfway through the week as it is at the moment. And for the first time in a year or so, I've actually been able to sink some proper time into games, and I've made a real conscious choice. While Vinny's back to school, I'm gonna take some time at my new computer. I'm gonna play some fucking games. And all I've played since Saturday has been Cyberpunk 2077. And I have to say, just touching on what Russ was saying earlier, it is good. Like, there are moments of sheer brilliance, like everything you'd expect from a CD Projekt Red RPG. Excellent writing, excellent voice acting, a really very beautiful world, even with the sort of limited hardware that I have in comparison to some of the bigger graphics cards that are available right now. Night City is a wonderful place to be. Just don't start scratching beneath the surface. Don't start thinking that you can do all the things that Night City Wire or CD Projekt Red's comms heads were saying that you can do, because you can't. You can't do it. Just go in with an open eye and know that you will play some excellent quests, some excellent side quests, and you will feel like a bit of a mercenary on the streets of a hard living, hard edged city. It's actually very cool. I've played some really, really wonderful missions. And yeah, I have to say, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But as I previously said, Cyberpunk might do it better. It doesn't do it better than Deus Ex. Deus Ex does Cyberpunk better, but Cyberpunk 2077 is still worth your time. So yeah, I would say that is something I really do want to get across to people. But just don't play it on consoles. Get it on PC if you can.
I look forward to
the day. If you're going to play it on the console, play it on the Series X or the PS5, which are essentially the same version as.
Yeah, you'll still have a rougher time with it than if you were playing on PC. But yeah, okay.
They're essentially the same version, like.
Yeah, to a point. I think. Yeah, I mean the general consensus, the PC version is probably the most stable. There's mods. There's a fair few mods that you can download that make it even more stable, just by a little bit of code wizardry on the PC.
I'm holding fire until I'm getting a complete game, basically.
I look forward to the day
it's complete.
That
It's all there, but the city's just not what was promised. Sorry, Duncan.
I look forward to the day that we can get a Gurnless review. We can trap him back from the wilds that he is roaming around in, and we can hear a Gurnless take on it.
Yeah, I've got a message from him recently, actually.
What's that been up to?
to be fair, it's pretty vague. It just says hi Tim. Typical. It just and then it just has a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger from The Terminator with "I'll be back" written underneath it.
Nice.
And then then it goes into an explanation of what the picture is of. It says, by the way, that's Arnold Schwarzenegger. In 1982, there was a film released called Terminator, and I am referencing a very famous line. And then it says something about the actor who played the Terminator is Arnold Schwarzenegger, who incidentally became governor of California using "I'll be back" as a campaign slogan. And he says that was the weird thing for him because he hadn't ever been governor of California. So how could he be back? And then it just goes into
problem, isn't it?
Yeah, then it just goes into several pictures of Arnold Schwarzenegger from when he was a bodybuilder. And now my phone is full of those pictures and I have to get rid of them to, take photos of my family again. So, I mean, who knows what all that means? I don't know.
Nice.
It's amazing he's not even here and he still just completely derails the fucking podcast, isn't it? What else have you been up to, Tom?
Oh, sorry, I thought we were going to go around.
I thought we could.
I don't mind.
Yeah, we could just go around.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, Dan, go
on.
Keep your top line.
I've finished The Expanse, season 5. Because it finished, and about 10 minutes later, I'd finished it. And then about 15 minutes later, I'd finished, yeah. It's... WandaVision is not the best TV series I've watched this year, and that should say everything about how good season 5 of The Expanse is. It is so good. And to the point where, because I watched it week by week, I then started The Expanse from the start again, so I could just go through it like a train, basically, just binging it. And I've now got through it a second time as well, where I've been able to watch like 2-3 episodes a night or something like that. So it's The Expanse season 5 is really good. What's almost frustrating about The Expanse is that season 1 to 4 are amazing. Some of the best sci-fi you will ever watch. Really, really good. Season 5 feels like it's really hitting its stride. And we've only got one more season left.
I mean, is that definite?
I know something about the books which would make it very difficult to do season 8 and 7, 8, 9. But
I mean, they could just diverge. You have to do what's in the books.
Like they could. That worked so well for Game of Thrones, didn't it?
Well, the problem with Game of Thrones is that the people running it stopped giving a shit.
Yeah, and they weren't George R.R. Martin, whereas this has the actual writers who.
Game of Thrones did do some stuff where they diverged from the books, and that was for the better. Like they actually started summing some stuff up and resolving some stuff.
Just hang on, what is it? That's book 8, isn't it, up there? Just say it does finish in quite tidily in book 7, where you could finish. You could have finished it in book 7. They didn't, but you could have done.
What's that? Sorry, the Game of Thrones.
The Expanse.
The Expanse. Yeah.
You could technically do it.
It's book 6, isn't it? You don't have to go. I wish I hadn't said anything.
Gonna have to check because
anyway, so they've got if they run out of doable, filmable plot, there's options, but obviously it would have to be quite. It can't be a cheap show to produce.
No, book 8. That is book 8. I'm waiting for book 9.
Yeah, but book 6 is where it can end. The end of book 6.
And it'll be book end of.
You're just saying numbers.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be end of book 7. It'll be finished.
Okay, I do keep meaning to start reading them.
So the best thing about season 5 is it's different from the other series in the sense that you've got to know and love these characters, and then in season 5 they branch off and do different things, and each individual strand of it is excellent as well, and it's thrown up one of my favorites ever villains as well, who is played just fantastically in this.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very excited to see where it goes with this, to the point where I'm not going to read the books. Like,
book 6.
I know, but it's I haven't read the books, and I know.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching this. I've been saving it, and I'm gonna.
It's the best series so far, and like I just don't want to give too much away because it's just really, really good. Like if you've loved the other series, this is. It feels like it's taken a step up.
Mm-hmm.
So like season 4 was good, but I thought season 4 wasn't quite as good as season 3. Whereas this is then back up to just like season 4 felt like it was setting up this. So to a certain extent, parts of it were. The villain is just the one thing the Expanse has done so well is create villains that you kind of side with a little bit, except for fucking those ones that are experimenting on the fucking kids. Fuck them. But
well, yeah, hard to.
Yeah, this villain, you kind of, there are moments when you side with him, then nah, fuck him. it's really good. And to tie in with that, pun 100% intended, I've been listening to the accompanying podcast that goes with it, Ty and That Guy, which is Ty Franck, one of the writers of The Expanse, with Wes Chatham. If you've watched The Expanse, you know why it's that guy. Talking about they initially did it for Amazon, where they did it as like a little after show for each episode for season 5, and now they've gone back to the start and they're talking about every episode and also some of their favorite sci-fi, like Wes Chatham busting Ty Franck's balls. My favorite so far is just like mid-sentence Wes stops him and just goes, "So Ty, here's a real question. More realistic sci-fi, Apollo 13 or Armageddon?" And just seeing Ty Franck just kind of like start to lose it slightly. It's just a really fun human podcast where you do find out some great stuff about the actual filming of the episodes as well.
Cool.
Really, really liking it. And on top of which, you find out like inspirations for certain things as well. And it's just a chat that they vaguely like tie into talking about the episodes of season 1 at the moment. Really
awesome.
Interesting. So like, I can't say anything because Tom still hasn't watched it, so I can't give. There's one thing I want to talk about, but I can't because it's awesome, but it gives something away in season 1. That's a really like kind of moment. You probably all know what it is if you.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's right. You keep playing Cyberpunk though, and you know, just The Expanse is just sitting there, waiting to be loved.
Whilst you're on holiday, where you could sink hours into it.
Yeah, you know.
I
don't know what a holiday is, so.
I could, but it's like because Vinny's at school from 8:30 to 3.
Yeah.
It's almost like 9 to 3. The 6 hours is what I've got during the days while I'm off to actually sort of sync, because he wants to play Minecraft. It is brilliant at the moment. I'm basically playing 6 hours of Cyberpunk, or like today, I played 3 hours of Cyberpunk and then watched Die Hard with a Vengeance. And then
you could have spent time watching The Expanse.
And then he came back and we played Minecraft for an hour and a half. And like tomorrow, I'm going to get up and I'm going to take him to school, and I'm going to come back and I'll play Cyberpunk most of the day, and then Minecraft when he gets back. It's fucking brilliant. I'm having like the best holiday ever. It's so good. It's so good.
Do you know what would make it better?
What?
Watch The Expanse.
I don't know whether it's my cup of tea. But speaking of cups of tea, this cup is keeping my tea at a great temperature.
I'm pretty sure The Expanse is firmly your cup of tea.
It very much is.
That's Bodum heat. So I mean, you know, it definitely is. It definitely is my cup of tea. I just need to find some time. I just don't have any time.
Such a dick. I nearly spat my rum and coke everywhere then, but it reminded me that the other day I was taking a glug of water, and it was the most amount of water I could possibly fit in my mouth when I started to choke. And I did what would have been the most impressive spit take. It would have won me an Oscar, like if it was real. And I just sprayed water everywhere. I was cleaning this up for like 10 minutes afterwards because it was just an unreal amount of water I'd managed to just spray everywhere. It felt like I wanted to share that.
Lovely, good to know. Thank you.
So that's what I've been doing.
do you know what happened to me and Vinny about 2 weeks ago, which I still think back on fondly. So when he's in the bath, I wash his hair. I get the shower bit down and sort of wash the hair, and he was like, "Daddy, can I spray all the water, the bubbles off the wall?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah." So I gave him the spray, and he was spraying it. And he stood up, and as he stood up, he dropped it. And because it was on the highest pressure setting, it did that thing like you see in cartoons where it just fucking sprays around like all over the place. And me and him were just like trying to get hold of this fucking water while it's just going everywhere. It was fucking brilliant. It was so funny. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot of cleanup afterwards. But at the time, it was just like this vision of this like sort of shower thing going. That was brilliant. So good. Have you ever tried putting your mouth over the end of a hose pipe that's on?
A hose pipe?
A hose pipe, literally a hose pipe at full bore. Like if you try and put your mouth on the end of
your cheeks or something.
For about you can literally hold it for about like sort of half a second before it just fucking goes everywhere. It's try it. When it's sunny, try it.
People shouldn't try that.
Yeah. Maybe start slow.
Pop an eyeball out or something.
Yeah, put the end of the hose pipe in your mouth, turn the tap on, just open it 1/4 of an inch, and just see how you deal with that. And then.
I know this is my fault, but I'll keep it rolling. How's the tea, Tom?
It's at a perfect temperature, thanks to Foden. Always Duncan, the perfect temperature.
Duncan, what have you been up to?
Few things. Staying on the watching of stuff, we actually eventually finished watching Bridgerton, which is quite a good romp. It is good fun. It is actually good fun, and the people like the Spectator who seem to have issues with it are basically racist.
I'm not being funny, but when that fucking news channel starts, it is just going to be like 4 old people sitting around with a scotch, just going, "I just don't understand TikTok." Like it's that disguising the horrific racism that's going to be on there as well. But yeah.
Oh, Bridgerton is a romp. It is very good. It's just silly, but it is also brilliant at the same time because it doesn't pretend to try and be high art. It is nicely filmed and it is very well acted, and there are some very beautiful people in it. But it is, it's just phenomenally good, and there are some people who just eat the scenery. They are so good in it. Anyway, we watched that, but we more importantly and more relevantly... Oh, no, the other cool thing about Bridgerton is actually some of the orchestral music is popular songs just done in a classical style. It's fantastic. Some of it's very, very clever. But anyway, we've been watching WandaVision when Disney Plus has actually been working on our TV, which hasn't always been the case, but... So it gets quite frustrating.
I watched a couple of episodes.
Yeah, well, I know you've probably finished it, but some of us actually have other shit to do. So, so I don't actually have all that much time to always sink into it. And WandaVision. See, I know I should be watching The Expanse, but WandaVision is the one that actually Emma will watch, and it's only half an hour segment.
That's understandable. Then, yeah.
At the moment, we've got sometimes half an hour or an hour, and Emma was like, "Can we watch Bridgerton?" So we watch Bridgerton, and then I would sometimes go, if we don't have time, we'll watch WandaVision. So I'm loving WandaVision. I think it's been brilliantly confusing because those first couple of episodes, you're like, what? I just don't think she's dealing with grief very well. And it turns out she's not dealing with grief very well.
I love that you're watching. Was this WandaVision?
Yeah.
I got distracted. Sorry. Yeah, I love that you're watching. Going, I don't think she's dealing with grief very well. No, probably not.
No, but yeah, just loving WandaVision. It's just so well done. It's just so cool.
If you want to know more about WandaVision, there are now 9 hours worth of Wandering WandaVision up on the Too Much Time on Our Hands network.
You don't get enough of Dan's voice.
Well, there will be at the end of this because I forgot to put up the latest episode. But
yeah, I think WandaVision is probably not the best.
It has been great. It's been very.
it's been so cleverly done, and you don't always associate something like Marvel with necessarily something that you have to really think about, and it's really but not most of the movies you're not
I'm
really.
not being funny. I've said this before. Winter Soldier is all the President's Men with superheroes.
Yes,
this is far more of a deep dive. This is not an action thing. WandaVision.
Yeah, no, it's not an action thing, but I would argue that it's not the first time they've done something with any kind of depth.
No, but it is something that it is a bit more cerebral than most of the movies.
Yeah,
it's a real character piece.
Yes, it's a bit more deep thinking than, I would say, more than Winter Soldier, which is a very good action thriller suspense, and there's so many lovely twists in it, and it just keeps you guessing. But I would say WandaVision is something that you would not necessarily expect if you haven't read the comics, which a lot of people haven't, and if you're coming to Marvel having just watched a lot of the movies, which has been a lot of wham bam, thank you ma'am, but very, very well done. WandaVision adds a new depth and enjoyment, and it is like, wow. The
other side of it is it's a TV series, so they've got more time to set things up.
Exactly. But I think it's a nice, pleasant surprise. I mean, I was going to just say it's better than the Shield, I think, but Agents of Shield.
Yes.
Well, I think there's a reason
it makes
why
more sense.
They're not trying to do any more Agents of Shield style series where it's an ongoing thing. They've really they seem to have nailed it with this format of it's a limited series. It does a very specific job, and we're not trying to get a second series of it.
And it gives characters a chance to be in the spotlight that wouldn't necessarily be in the spotlight if you're limiting yourself to making films.
And it introduces some characters nicely as well.
Yeah.
Like the whole relationship between Wanda and Vision has very much been in the background of the films. It was kind of just like, oh, they had a little nod and a wink, and now they're off in a hotel in Edinburgh somewhere. Like their relationship did not get really any development at all. And this lets them really go into it and explore it.
There was never going to be a Wanda and Vision film.
No.
But TV series makes sense. It's like there would never be a Falcon and Winter Soldier film. There'd never be a Loki. There might be a Loki film, actually. But, like, it kind of, as you say, it lends itself to this because you can allow slow development of the episodes to do something really, really interesting with it. So, yeah.
And we don't have long to go until Winter Soldier and
next week
Falcon's coming out, aren't we? So
that's
going to be good. So I'm hoping that's going to be very good but very different, and I think it will be. It looks like it's just going to be an action bromance, which
it looks like it's going to be more Winter Soldier, if that makes any sense. Like it looks like it's going to be in that kind.
It looks like it's going to be Who Loved Steve more, but But one other, just quickly, whilst sticking with Marvel, we did also manage to watch Captain Marvel at last, and that links nicely into Wanda. No, we hadn't actually ever got around to watching it, and so we watched it. And that is really nice to do that whilst watching WandaVision, because it links beautifully into it. So, very much enjoyed Captain Marvel. I actually thought it was very good. I thought it was a lot better than I think I was led to believe. So I'm never going to pay attention to what people say on Twitter.
Paul Edge says, can't watch WandaVision. Those twins have the same name as my twins. I didn't choose the names. I can't do that to myself. That's crazy, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh. It's worth it if you do get, but yeah, it's good. I like WandaVision a lot. But I say, I've banged on about WandaVision enough, so I'll shut up with it.
Oh, don't. Keep going.
We've done, each of those episodes was meant to last 15 minutes, and we ended up banging out like 40-minute episodes with then 20 minutes just shitting on the Snyder Cut.
So basically, each episode of Wandering WandaVision is longer than an episode of WandaVision.
100%.
Nice.
Yeah.
Russ?
What have I gone up to? I'm trying to finish Breath of the Wild, which I've been really enjoying. I know I'm like 6 years late to this, but that is just how I roll, so deal with it. Yeah, that is a good game. That is, isn't it? Turns out.
You'd thought someone might mention it.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone. Nobody seems to really say anything, but I mean, I've discovered it, and I'd highly recommend it.
Oh, nice one, Russ. Thanks.
Have you been taking on the Lynels?
Yeah, I've got a good technique. I've got techniques for dealing with Lynels. They are bastards, though, aren't they? You got to like if you stop moving, you're fucked. And if you get too far away from them, you got to keep up close and just. I go with like. Hit it with stasis as it's running towards you. Move to the side a bit. Try and shoot it in the face with an arrow if you've got time. And it'll rush past you, and then you can just wang it a bit and try and get lots of the the little dodgy attacky combo doodahs.
I always find the power you get from one of the mythical beasts or whatever they're called. I can't remember the one where you can create a thermal to sort of ride up. I always find having those to take on one of the white Lynels, especially, like those are really useful because you can go right up and then you can fire off fuck tons of arrows at it while it's sort of stuck down below you. That's always quite a good one to go with.
But they're more challenging than most of the actual bosses that I've encountered so far, and you'll just come across one on a path. Frick.
Yeah. One of my favourite areas is the Colosseum, like kind of thing that you go in, and then there's a white one at the bottom. Yeah.
I think I'm quite far through it. It might turn out that I'm just at like the end of like the prologue, and there's actually a huge amount more game to go. But so I've got all 4 divine beasts, and I just need to get up the bottle to actually wander up to the castle and deal with old wrinkly balls in there.
That's so the castle bit is there's still quite a bit to go. You have to get through the castle. There are some ways to get into it, so you don't have to do quite as much, but you will find no matter which way you go in, you're going to have a fuckload of sentinels and stuff to take care of. They're all over the place.
Yeah, but yeah, it's that's really good fun. So try and get that finished soon. Hit the Switch. And also, I've also started, because this is just how up to date with games I am. I've started BioShock Infinite, which I never actually got around to finishing.
I haven't started BioShock Infinite, but I'll get to that in a second.
So that's going to be after I finish Breath of the Wild. I'm going to be trying to plow through as much of BioShock Infinite as I can manage to do.
Amazing game, one of my favourites of all time.
Should we do quickfire?
Let's do quickfire.
Yeah. Me or?
Shall I do a quick fire? I watched Die Hard with a Vengeance today, the third Die Hard film, and it's better than the second one. Not as good as the first one, but better than all the ones that came after.
Yeah.
And Samuel L. Jackson's in it as Zeus, and he's one of my favourite characters in the whole Die Hard franchise.
Yeah, he's very enjoyable.
He's just a dude, isn't he? He's like...
Just a guy.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Quickfire.
Sea of Thieves. Really into Sea of Thieves at the moment, playing a ton of it. Thoroughly enjoying it to the point where I've started playing on my own sometimes, which is nice. And I literally spent 4 hours fishing the other day on my little boat, like trying to get specific types of fish using the right types of bait. It's an important thing. Like I had like 4 quests available. Nah, I'm just going to do some fishing and then head back, sell the fish. That was 4 hours well spent in my eyes.
Excellent.
Really, really enjoying Sea of Thieves. Playing a load of it. Playing with a few other people as well. So when we play with a few other people, we do other things. But I just fancy doing a bit of fishing. And like when you're on your own, you're like you don't want anyone to come near you because you're probably going to get destroyed. When you're with other people, I don't really want anyone to come near me anyway either because I'm not very good at the game. So it's a bit of that really as well. So Sea of Thieves. But on the subject of BioShock, I bought the BioShock trilogy on the Switch.
Oh right.
So I've started working my way through BioShock on the Switch, starting with the first one.
Tremendous. How far are you through it?
I'm literally nowhere. Like I've just got past the first time you see a Big Daddy. Like that's how like near the start I am. So I love those games, and I never finished Infinite either. And I've been so determined to play Infinite I've got the remastered edition on the Xbox, and I just still haven't got around to playing it. So I'm thinking that if I can play it on the Switch when the TV is in use, then I can just sit down and play on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Because the other good thing about playing these games that are a few years old now is I can just whack all the settings up to 4K Ultra and it'll run fine, and I can feel really smug about myself. If I tried that with Cyberpunk, everything would explode.
Yeah, on our setup, Russ, I think with the 1660 Super, Cyberpunk, I found, this is just a nice little tip for everyone, is 1080p at high works pretty good. If you want to go to 4K, you have to drop everything to a medium to get around 30 to 40 FPS, which isn't great, but it's playable. Duncan? Bodum. Duncan.
Well, I have very much enjoyed and finished my Galactic Pale Ale, my original Stormtrooper, which is actually done by, licensed by the Sorcerer Limited and brewed and canned by Vocation Brewery in Headford Bridge. Anyway, I've played games.
You played?
And because it's been a while, I can tell people I have played X-Wings, I've played Squadrons, and I even played Squadrons with Dan.
You did? That happened. That was a thing that happened.
Squadron
I played Squadrons. Yeah, it was great fun. I was shit, but it was so much fun. And
you weren't. Like,
I blew up so many times, but we won generally. We did win.
We did win.
We did well.
We fun. Yeah.
It was excellent fun, and because it sat on the Xbox for so long, I finally got round to playing Forza 4. Forza 4 Horizon, Forza 4, and I am addicted. It is so much fun.
It's great, isn't it?
It's such a good game. It's beautiful. It's
so,
actually.
I mean, so I hear. I've barely touched it.
It's quite cool driving through Edinburgh. There's about 4 roads, but it's quite convincing. There's recognizable stuff that you see.
I'm at the beginning of the Lake District, and considering I have driven around the Lake District quite a bit, it's like, yeah, I recognise some of this. But it's, I'm thinking recently Stag Do's, but yeah, it's we're driving actually where you drive through Ambleside. I'm like, I was saying to Emma, didn't we go to the cinema in Ambleside? Wasn't it down here? Kind of thing, but yeah, I mean, I could imagine with something with better graphics and everything, it would really be stunning, because it is a beautiful game. The cars are beautiful in it. I love my cars. I have these cars. I am now driving around and crashing, and I'm not very good, and I've actually had to reduce because it came up going, you haven't won a race yet. Do you want to reduce this to really easy? I'm like, yes, please. I'll have it really easy. And then I won 3 races. I was like, I'm fucking brilliant.
But you'll win 3 races and go, you're winning races really easily. Do you want to bump it up? And you're like, you're making me feel bad about this now.
No, I then didn't win some races. But yeah, I can understand why you would think it was like, I've just done this race. It's not that late. I'll just do that. So there was a few times when I basically didn't get that much sleep, because it wasn't that I finished late. It was just getting disturbed during the night.
I need 20 more cars, 22 cars, and I've got all of them. There's not even an achievement for this. I've just decided I want all the cars.
They're going to release a new vehicle pack.
They do.
When you've got
they do. And do you know what, Russ? I do not let that shit get away. I get it immediately. Like, as soon as they release it, like, nope, not happening. There's no way this is going to escape. I'm going to get that car immediately.
Did you
have to buy some of them?
Did you get the James Bond one?
Yeah, I got the James Bond ones. Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, so like you can do little things where like the number plates flip round and all the stuff like on the cars.
I love it.
So, yeah. It's really good fun. I'll tell you what, all of us, let's get together, let's play some Forza, let's get a convoy going, and we'll go for a drive in Forza. Because we sure as shit can't do it in the real world right now.
Yeah.
Is that on Game Pass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
PC?
Oh my god, it's so good.
I bought the all the bonuses for the PC as well as the Xbox, so I can now play it on PC and Xbox. And I will say this: it's like my Xbox is more powerful than my PC anyway. Like it's the first game that actually feels that way. So like it looks incredibly smooth on the Xbox. Like it runs at 60 FPS on both of them, and it looks amazing on both of them. Like that's the game changer. There was like when I went from playing at 30 FPS to 60 FPS, it just looked just absolutely stunning. Well worth it. Let's play some on PC. Let's have some fun. Let's go for a drive.
Well, I'll play it on Xbox, but yeah.
Yeah, we can. I think we can play together. I don't think there's anything stopping.
No,
you.
I think you can join it.
Okay. When Skyrim comes out, I'll probably get that. I will play Squadrons again. But yeah, I love Forza. I will tell you, I did get so I've started off in a Ford Focus RS, and I have got the Escort Cosworth because fucking love those cars.
Good choice.
Anyway, I was going to choose a Lancia Delta Integrale because I love those cars, and I have got myself. No, hang on, what did I get? I think I got myself a Viper as well because I love Dodge Vipers. So I'm just starting with cars that I just childhood loves. But I'm very disappointed that it doesn't look like you can quite yet get a Jag XJ220. I'm looking. Can you?
I
wasn't coming off. Can you buy one? Or do you have to? Because I know
you have to unlock it.
Oh, unlucky. Well, okay. I can't wait to unlock that then because I really want a Jag XJ220.
You checking all your wheel spins? It's like the fruit machine thing. Checking those. So like when you win events, it gives you like
the free spin.
Yeah, like that's you'll get loads of cars through that.
Yeah, I got the whole Mitsubishi Lancer kind of stuff through that. I mean, who wants one of those really?
If I could donate cars, because that you could do that in the last one, you can't in this one. I'd donate you like I've got 60 doubles. It's like for me, it's become like collecting Panini stickers. Like I'm so obsessed with getting all these cars now. I use like 4 cars in the game. I use the Hoonigan RS 200, the Ferrari 599X Evolution, which is the car that reaches 300 miles an hour down the motorway on this game, which is somewhat ridiculous. Koenigsegg that I've changed to all-wheel drive so I can use it for on beaches and stuff and do ridiculous things. The game's really silly, but I really do love it. So.
Oh, just quickly, there is actually a whole on Amazon. You can watch Hoonigan racing.
It's so good. It's so much
fucking
fun
crazy. I tried that. I did put it on for Fillon, but then we went with Extreme Off Road, where they're building a crazy ass off-road vehicle.
For racing entertainment value, I can't remember if I've talked about this on here before, but I've stumbled across something on YouTube called Stadium Super Trucks. Have you ever seen that?
Oh my god!
It's an Australian racing series, which should tell you everything you need to know from the start. And it's these ridiculously souped up like pickup truck type things. You seem to be allowed to crash into each other, and there are ramps on the track. It is fucking brilliant. Just look up Stadium Super Trucks on YouTube.
Just on there right now.
They race how I race in racing games, where you don't use the brakes when you're going into corner. If you see somebody who's taking the racing line, you think, well, I'll just bounce off them a bit.
Russ, I know, because your driver tire in Forza.
He's a dick, isn't he?
Like takes on the characteristics of the person that it's meant to represent. Your driver tire's a bell end.
Yeah.
Like the amount of times I'm like, Russ is such a lovely guy, but his driver tire's such a dickhead.
Yeah.
I'm showing this to Fillon. He'll bloody love this.
Seriously, it's incredible. It's absolutely
Paul
great.
Edge.
And you've got to listen to the commentators as well, because they're obviously ridiculously excited Australians.
I'm in. Sounds good. Paul Edge says, when you play Forza Horizon 4, certain bits of you make you really miss Project Gotham. I think it's very similar. Like, they're both very similar games. I think Forza Horizon 4 might be my favourite racing game of all time. I love Project Gotham, but I think Forza Horizon 4 is the one that's... I mean, I've been playing it for 3 years now.
Is there another Horizon due out soon?
They haven't released a Forza since the last Horizon, so the thought is that Forza 8
but there'll be another
then,
racing one, and then.
But there's another. People are speculating that Horizon might leapfrog Forza because people prefer the Forza Horizon games. Yeah, and like Forza Horizon 4 is like one of the few wins Xbox had over Sony. like in the last generation of games. So
where were
Sony couldn't release
Horizon 1 and 2 set? Because 3 was in Australia, wasn't it?
3 was in Australia, 2 was Eastern Europe, or was that 1 that was Eastern Europe, and then 1 was America? I can't remember. I think it was. The next one's meant to be Japan.
Cool.
Which sounds fun, actually.
Right.
What have you been up to, Russ?
Oh, we're still doing this, are we?
I think so.
Not a lot else, really. Not that we haven't covered. Taskmaster, obviously, but everyone's watching that. Oh, and I've started watching Futurama again. Because it's all up on Disney Plus. It's all up on Disney Plus in really nice quality, and I've only ever had really shitty download, like 280 pixel wide downloads of the first few series before. So I'm enjoying watching Futurama in actual.
That's on
quality.
the Disney Star.
It is,
isn't it?
Yeah. That reminds me, I watched High Fidelity on Star because it was on there. Yeah.
Oh, is High Fidelity on there?
High Fidelity is on there.
The new
Office
series
Space is on
or
there.
the film?
The original film. Yeah.
Bullshit.
Exactly, yeah. I love that. Sorry, do you have I just called Say I Love You? No. Do you even know your daughter? Oh, I'm sorry. Is she in a coma?
It's good that Office Space hasn't been very accessible, really, has it?
And now it's on Star, yeah.
Oh my god, that's such a good film as well.
Yeah.
I love Kung Fu.
Oh, that film's great. I might watch that when I go sleepy bias later.
Hey Lawrence, what would you do if you had $1 million?
Two chicks at the
I tell you what I'd do, Peter. 2 chicks at the same time. I mean, chicks dig money, and I think I could, if I had $1 million, I could hook that up. At least two girls that would go to town on a dude like me, anyway.
Lawrence, does anyone in your line of work just say, "It looks like you got a case of the Mondays"? Nah. Man, I believe you'd get your ass kicked if you said something like that.
Yeah. PC load letter. What the fuck does that mean? So good.
I might watch Office Space later now.
I can't wrap this up before we just start quoting.
Well, there we go. That is a hodgepodge of some awesome news and some of the things that we have been doing. A little bit top line and stuff like that. But as you can see, we've been doing all sorts of things over the last few weeks, few months. And feel free to let us know what you've been doing as well. Either, in the comments on social media, you can access our social media feeds on Facebook, Twitter, or in fact, Instagram as well, using the handle @TMTOOH. Let us know what you've been doing. Let us know what you think about the news as well. And it would be great to get some more people watching the stream as well. But thank you very much for watching us. If you were watching the stream today, wave. Everyone wave. Just wave at them. Wave. Yeah, that's what they're here for. And of course, if you've been listening to us as well, thank you very much for doing that. Don't forget as well, go to our bio on Instagram and join us on Discord, where there's all sorts of conversations going on. And in fact, a game where you can either work, slut, or do crime. And for some reason, it becomes the center of your world for about 4 to 5 weeks. It's mental. You can only work, slut, or crime like every 50 hours or something like that. And literally, you will just find yourself disappearing down alcohol. That's all I think about. How am I going to make this 3,000 fictional pounds into 6,000 fictional pounds? Yeah. Not going to do it. All on black. All on this hand. Nope, lost it all. Right, I have to start from again. Yeah, it's fucking mental. Join us on Discord.
Can I also say that Wandering WandaVision has become, drum roll, Marveling Marvel. So we're just going to be covering all things Marvel. So as of next week, we're going to start on our preview of the Falcon and Winter Soldier, then go week by week in each episode. Then we're going to talk about Christopher Nolan because no real reason. And then we're going to shit on the Snyder Cuts, which I'm hoping to get some of you guys involved. We'll see if we can get as many people involved as possible.
Yeah, but that means having to watch it, and I don't want to waste my time.
Oh, you do.
No, I want to watch The Expanse. If I've got 4 hours, I'm watching 4 episodes of that brilliant piece. I don't want to watch massive turds moving across my TV screen.
So every time somebody watches the Snyder Cut, it's another tick in the win column for the crying man babies.
Yep, true. But I'm going to watch it so I can shit on it. I'm looking forward to it. The other thing is we're trying to get a game of Among Us sorted in the Discord. So if you're interested, hit us up in the Discord. We'll see if we can arrange a time, see if we can get where we can get as many of us as possible, like up to 10 people.
Let's see how many arguments get started. That's what I found with Among Us. It causes arguments.
Yeah, but yeah, Marveling Marvel is the new one, and we'll be covering Falcon and Winter Soldier. So
just remember, Dan, that shitting on the Snyder Cut is God's work. You are doing God's work.
Yeah, I'm quite excited about it. Weirdly, but yeah.
Excellent. So look out for that. With no further ado, we're going to wrap this up very nicely and neatly.
There is further ado, apparently.
There is. We forgot the one thing that we actually said we were going to do tonight.
What's that?
Oh, very quickly before we go, Dan, can you reveal the winner of the World Cup of TV themes?
I mean, we did that last week, but it's Red Dwarf. But it's what we're going to do next time and potentially next week. It's World Cup of.
We hadn't actually agreed, had we?
We'd come close enough to agreement.
Yeah. Like it gets to a point where you just have to kind of like take the fucking initiative anyway. World Cup of TV and movie villains.
Excellent.
I mean, there were other suggestions put out, but no.
But
no one responded to any of it, so I'm just going with it.
I did put a suggestion out.
World Cup
and
of
then you
TV.
were like,
I was going to press the button to end this in a second.
Yeah.
World Cup of TV themes
and movie villains.
Yeah, and it's got to committee stage, and it's with the House of Lords, which basically means it's law. So that's what's So that's coming next. That's going to be excellent. The World Cup of TV themes is one of the best things we've done in a long time. Actually, it was really good fun. So really looking forward to TV and movie villains. Basically, Hans Gruber is going to win. So enjoy that.
We were pretty right last time, so yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be Hans Gruber.
Or Sheriff of
He's going to be
Nottingham.
up against the Sheriff of Nottingham, so...
Yeah, and also
And
the
the
guy from Love,
Xenomorph.
actually.
But we could end up, like, there could be an all-Rickman
actually.
group. You know, they could all end up getting knocked out in the first round.
Good do.
Yeah,
The
a
group of
Rickman
Rickman.
versus Rickman would be good.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we all want to see it, so yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so with no further ado, let's wrap this up. Dan, goodbye.
Bye.
Duncan, goodbye.
Ciao, babes.
Russ, goodbye.
Trachok.
And it's goodbye from me, Tom. And on that note, let's cue the music.